Hey guys, it's Susan, and today I'm going to show you how to make a leather and pearl adjustable bracelet. So today I'm going to show you how to make these little bracelets. They're kind of cool because they're adjustable, so they can fit a lot of different people and they can get longer and shorter, and you can take them off really, really easily like that. And they're also really easy, so just about anybody can do this. If you can tie a knot, you can make this piece of jewelry, I promise. So what you need to get started, just a few things. I like this color leather, but any 1.5 millimeter leather will work. So I'm going to use this really pretty kind of chocolatey looking brown. It's actually called a natural gray, but I don't know, it looks brown to me. And we're also going to need 3 large hole pearls. That's very important. You have to have large holes in your pearls to get on the 1.5 millimeter leather. So just any pearl won't work. And then you're going to need a couple spacers. And I have some stainless steel spacers because I was going with this whole hypoallergenic piece of jewelry thing. And then we're going to need one that is big enough to fit over both pieces of leather to make the adjustable clasp. Now, as far as tools are concerned, how about a ruler and something to cut the leather? So here is the bracelet that I'm going to make, and you can see just up here at the top, I've just strung my pearls and my beads and tied a couple knots on either side. And then honestly, the hardest part about making this is getting this bead over 2 strands of the leather. And finally, at the end, we knot this and make sure that this piece won't fall off so that you can wear your bracelet and it won't come apart at the end. See, that kind of holds everything together. So really, really simple project, nothing to it, you can do it. Step 1, get your ruler, and you're going to want to cut about 14 inches of this 1.5 millimeter leather. I love these because they cost just pennies to make. I just wear them until they wear out. So I'm cutting 14 inches of leather to make this piece. And I'm just going to divide it in half, and right at about the halfway point, I'm going to tie a knot. Nothing fancy. Just a knot, just like that. Next thing is we're just going to put our large hole pearls onto the leather. So you can see that's about a 1.5 millimeter hole in that pearl. And these are pretty small. You could use larger pearls if you want to. I like these for the bracelets and for also, like, here's a necklace that I made that's a little bit longer. It's just a really good size. These are about 7 millimeters. And then I'm going to go with one of my stainless steel large hole spacers and another large hole pearl. You don't have to put spacers in yours. You could just do pearls if you want to. You could do different colored pearls. You could do different color large hole beads, anything you want. And then the last pearl on the piece. Ta-da! So now, guess what? I told you if you could tie a knot, you could do this. Tie a knot right here, and then just kind of hold the knot up close to the pearl so it comes up tight against the pearls. So see how I'm kind of pushing the knot towards the pearls, and it knots right up against them so they stay right there in the center, and the knots are right next to the pearls. Now, next step is to get both strands of the leather through this bead. Now, it needs to be fairly tight or it won't hold. So it's not the easiest thing in the world, but what I usually do is I take my flush cutter and I just cut the leather at an angle on both pieces. Like so. So they're kind of pointy. And then I'm just going to feed them through my large hole bead. Just like so. And that went better than I thought it would. If you're having a little bit of trouble, you can kind of squeeze them down with a flat nose plier or a chain nose plier and push them through, and then even grab on the other side with that other tool and pull through. But that went through pretty easily. But if that's the kind of trouble you're having, you can, and let me grab one just real quick just to show you. This is a chain nose plier right here. So if I was having a little trouble, I could squeeze this end down flatter like that. And then as if just that tiny little bit's coming through, you can grab it and pull because you're not going to need that end anyway. So now I just need to size my bracelet. And what's nice about this is I can size this for me, but because it's adjustable, it'll fit somebody with a larger or a smaller wrist than me. So to do that, I usually will just take this and put it on my wrist like so and pull the bead up so it's tight. And also then just kind of check and make sure everything is centered on your wrist. And I like to leave about 2 or 3 inches on each side. So that's just about right on this side. On this one, I'm going to trim this one up a little bit shorter on that side so that it matches. And then I'm just gonna tie knots in the end. So this looks good. I'm gonna pull this off again. And let's center everything up. There we go. And then cut off that extra inch. And don't cut your leather shorter just because you trimmed it, because what'll happen is if you'll start trimming and then you'll trim a little more and then you'll trim a little more and then you'll be like, oops, now I made it too short and you have to start over. So give yourself a little bit of extra leather. That's why I went 14 inches, even though I'm gonna end up using right at about 13. So trim off the end. And now all you have to do is tie a knot on either side to finish that off. So let's bring this around, tie a little knot. Ta-da, finished. And same thing on the other side. You can embellish this if you want to. You'll need a little bit more leather, but what you could do is you could put a pearl right here. But if you do that, you're gonna wanna tie a knot, put the pearl, and then tie another knot. So that's gonna be 2 extra inches of leather you need. So we started with 13 or 14. You're gonna wanna start with 16 if you do that. I like to keep them simple. I actually just wear these all the time until they wear out. It's kind of like a great summertime bracelet that you can wear and just wear and wear and wear and wear and wear. And I just never take it off. And then once they wear out, I just make another one. But I love this color leather. So there we go. That's cute, isn't it? I like it. Kind of fun. You can do this in a necklace, and you can see with the necklace, what I've done is I used a magnetic clasp because I use magnetic clasps on everything. And to finish that off, all you have to do is kind of overlap the leather and do that kind of overlapping knot. I'll just show you really quick how to do that so you know, because it's basically the same thing on the necklace. You just have to attach the clasp. So to do that, all you do is, let me just flush, angle cut that end, pop it through your clasp, like so, and give yourself enough slack so you can actually tie a knot. And then all you do is bring it around into a knot and pull that tight. I'm just kind of itching it around a little bit to make sure my knot's pretty, and pull that tight, and that is the end then of your necklace. Do the same thing on the other side after you attach any pearls that you want, and you have your clasp attached. So really, you learned how to make a bracelet and a necklace. And if you get really fancy, you can even make earrings to match using this same technique or using some specialty findings at the top to finish it off. So that was a super simple project, super simple tools to make this. I did end up pulling out my chain nose plier just in case you need it to pull leather through these large hold beads and pearls. And then I also used a cutter. It doesn't have to be a flush cutter. It can be a really sharp pair of scissors. I'd had this handy, so I used this cutter. And of course, a ruler to measure everything. And then my leather and my pearls and my spacer beads. Now remember, all the pearls and spacer beads have to be large hole because they have to fit on my 1.5mm leather to finish it off. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys would like to pick up some supplies like the ones we worked with today, check out the links down below. What other simple leather projects would you like to see me demonstrate? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell, and we'll see you again next time.